second is the best place to be, because you can observe what God does to the one that is for you. But never think that second is where you're always going to stay. Because God is a God of progress. He's a God of movement. He's a God of acceleration. Sometimes he has to push us into our next destination. Why? Because we get comfortable in where we are, and the thing that messes us up, we think that where we are is the bomb. Because we're making a little some, and we're wearing a little bling bling, and we think that where we are is the utopia of what God has for us. Touch somebody and tell them you ain't seen nothing yet. It's when you get outside of the box. It's when you operate out of your own little zone. It's when you realize that if I can peep over the box, there's more than what's in the box. The thing that we are now is that the people of God, and the fight is on throughout this world, this nation. The battle is on. Our mind is being fought, our family, our finances, our health is being challenged. But God said, can I count on you working outside of the box? Which means there is an extension that goes beyond where you are. And when I was reading this, I thought about a lot of things here, and it says, after the death of Moses, and it says right here, Moses, the servant, is dead. Now therefore rise, go over this Jordan, you and all the peoples, to the land which I have given them to the children of Israel. Here's something you don't understand. We don't have to struggle as much as we do for something that we want, because it has already been assigned. Y'all missed that. God has already appointed your promise. The thing is, you got to work through it to get to it. Because when he died and left us an inheritance. That means you're richer than you think you are. But until you learn how to tap into it, tell somebody, until you learn how to tap into it, you will never receive greater. Tell somebody, tap into it. Yeah. And what I love about it, now God is calling for people that are settled. He's calling for unity like never before. He's calling for a joint venture. So now here we are finding a people that was coming for the promise to Canaan. And here it is that Moses led them into, let me jump ahead of myself, but my time won't allow me, into a place. We're in a season that we must learn to be thankful, regardless of what we have, because there are people worse off than you are right now. You ain't seen nothing yet. Can I tell you something? Go out under the bridges. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to go under the bridges. You can drive up to a red light. And there are people that are sitting out asking for help. We have a reason to be thankful in this season, not only because of what he has given us, but for what he has brought us out of. Because some of us were some boogers. Y'all might not want to. Some of us were some gangsters. Some of us were some players. We thought. Some of us thought we were some divas beyond divas. But God knew our future plan. And where we thought we was going, we wasn't going. Because he has the ability to change things. And what enlightened me is when the scripture said that even when things are going wrong, they're going right. The other day, I understood the scripture to its fullness. Because now we got to learn that nothing happens, just happens. There is a purpose and a reason to everything in your life. Even the bad things got a reason to it. Sometimes the bad things come as a detour into the righteousness of God. Y'all ain't got it. Even when our plans are changed, they are really not changed, but they are focused on the greater you. than the lesser you. So when I read this, it says, every place that the sole of your feet tread upon, I give you, as I have said to Moses. That means according to my faith, according to how I walk, according to what I do, according to what I say, is setting up my destiny as for where I'm going. Now, it says down here that in this season, it talks about the Jordan River. The thing that I love about this, and I guess I'm going to have to jump to the chase, is that when God set things in motion, even though it don't look like it's working for your, but you got to remember that your thinking is not like his thinking. Touch somebody and tell them, when you can release, when you can let your thinking go and allow the will of God to operate, then the blessings are greater. What's this? Because what you have doesn't signify the relationship that you have with God. A writer said that I would that you prosper and be in health as your soul prosper. So it is not what you see that makes you who you are. It is what you don't see. Because a lot of people think what they see is what it was manifested from. But it's not what. Tell somebody, sometimes you got to operate on blind faith. I'm probably talking to some. Because sometimes we ask, the majority of the time, we ask God to show me where I'm going. Lord, show me where my next step. Show me where my next step. What I love about Joshua is that he never questioned God in the first part of these chapters as to what God was doing. He just followed. Touch somebody and tell them, just make it happen. Because sometimes a lot of questions will delay you going into what you have, because the longer you keep him here asking him why, the longer it's going to take you to move forward. The thing that I love about Joshua, the book of Joshua, it is a book of new beginning. It talks about things happening and redone. Touch somebody and tell them, there's nothing wrong with starting over. Because sometimes the second go around is better than the first go round. Because you learn in the first go round what not to do in the second go round. So when you go through things, you got to pay close attention to what's happening in the first stages of your life. Because what God does for you in the beginning is the next step to your next level. So you got to pay close attention. Why God directed me this way? So when the second season comes and the same thing appears, then you remember that the direction that it allowed me to walk into a place that I've never been before. The thing I love about Joshua, I'm going to have to skip ahead, is because now I understand, even we have a series going that says, I'm all in. Touch somebody and say, all in. All in. Something on that I feel that we don't understand when we say all in. All in does not mean you're all in to a certain level. All in means that I'm all in, regardless of what happened and what don't happen, and what will be done and what don't be done. If God get me out today, I'm all in. If you don't get me out today, what I learned is when things are going right, people can be all in. But when things are going right and you are all in, doesn't show your real relationship with God. It just shows that you're in a season where God is doing something. It's easy to be all in when things are good. But the question is, can you hang when things get rough? Because then your faith and your walk is being tested. Because now seeing that I'm not seeing. It's when you don't see what God showed you from the beginning